One. Hello. We're the DREADIES. We're playing the tabletop role-playing game, a DreadLore. Everybody say hello.
Hello, everybody.
Hello. Howdy.
I'm going to briefly introduce everybody. We're going to change this up a little bit. With us tonight, we've got, as part of the cast of this game, we're playing the Red Writ.
Ooh, the Red Writ.
That's right.
The Red Writ.
We've got Daniel Holker, Mr. Ken Howl, Andrea Elliott-Johnson, and the Driz Fest, as we call him. We're playing the Red Writ, as I said before. It is a 1982 setting, film noir plus horror set in Detroit, and all these peoples are investigators investigating the spooky. I want to thanks to the music tonight, all lowercase letters. That's all lowercase letters, as well as Mr. Interrupt. I want to thank the Patreon peeps. That's Nostalgic, Natalia Cline, Tim Roberts, and Daniel Holker. Thanks to Couchfire Media for media production. You can find them at www.couchfiremedia.com. And I suppose we can thank Trois Replay Productions for whatever it is they do. We don't really know. It has been a minute since we've been playing this game. Hey, Drizzle, how long has it been?
7 months, almost
7 months.
exactly.
It's 7 months. Dude, it has been 7 months. We took a side quest into our latest game. Into space. Yeah.
Space.
Which we finished. Oops, it was a bit of a side quest. And now we're back to the main game, which is the Red Writ.
The Red Writ.
The Red
None of us
Writ.
can remember anything about it. And could barely remember our characters' names.
The Red Writ.
Regardless, we're going to start tonight. We're going to try something a little bit different. Or at least, I'm going to try something different. They don't know what the hell I'm talking about. And if you guys have any questions, go ahead and ask them, because they probably do too. If you're on Twitch, you can help us out, or you can help them out, I should say. It's not really helping me out. You can get Dread points, which is the same thing as channel points on Twitch. And you just get them from watching. And you can spend them to give the players resources. All of this stuff is on the Twitch. I'm going to let Twitch speak for Twitch's self. Like, subscribe, etc., wherever you're watching this. Tell your friends. Yeah. So DreadLore is the game we're playing. This is a tabletop role-playing game, and you can find it online at dreadlore.com. That's enough of that. Hey, Holker, who's our sponsor for tonight?
Our sponsor is a turtle swimming in a lake, occasionally poking his head up above the water to say hi, to let everyone know that there is a snapping turtle in the midst, and you should probably not stick your fingers close to its mouth. Other than that, you can pretty much ignore it.
Where do you find these people?
Well, this one I found at the lake.
Oh, you found it at the lake?
Yeah.
Oh, well. Well, thank you, Snapping Turtle, and the lake. I thought you were talking about gravel and everything. We had a whole euphemism about gravel.
Yeah, I thought that was
Euphemism?
Yeah.
Why does gravel need a euphemism?
Euphemism. I'm talking about euphemism. Mephemism.
A euphemism.
Euphemism. Have y'all noticed that we're going for a theme? At least Andrea and I are. I feel like Drizzle's kind of halfway there. You know, space, baby.
But that game's over.
Shut up,
It needs
Drizzle.
to be words
The game will
everywhere.
never end. It's infinite.
There could be cross-pollination with the plots. You never know. Like 5 weeks. 5 weeks from now, the Arbiter could just run out of ideas and say, screw it. Guess who's here?
That never happens. Okay, it does happen. It happens pretty much every other game. It's fine.
Trina Thomas fell through a wormhole in space and ended up in 1984.
Never.
The-
1982. Never say that.
82.
Yeah, 82. But we are all in space. We're definitely
Yeah.
in space.
We're in space. We're not into it. We're in it.
We're
No.
in a space.
Yeah. The last that we left you guys. Let's see what happened. The world seemed like it was coming to an end. You were in Detroit. It's nighttime, about 1-ish in the morning. We probably actually have a literal time written down somewhere. Suffice to say, you have been warned by the powers that be that once the dawn hits, if you haven't stopped the big bad ritual, something really bad's going to happen. So you're on a timer. It is the dead of night. This is 1982. Nobody's got cell phones. You're not really sure what time it is. But so the players know you got like a few hours before it goes all tits up. There is feet. There are several feet of snow on the ground. I need a drink. There are several feet of snow on the ground. Icy cold rain as well. That's turning into little speckles of hail everywhere. The city lights are out, save for the fires that are going on in the city. And in the distance, you hear this odd cacophony of many voices howling or shouting or doing the purge. You're not really sure. You're on the outskirts of town next to the river, which is not entirely frozen over, but it is the top of it starting to actually freeze. You're on the mainland, right next to this abandoned lighthouse, which is actually on, so it's not so abandoned. Katrina, you have Katrina Katrina is not in this game. There's a Katrina
in the game.
There's Katrina Belmont in this game. I hate you. There's a Leah Mizrahi. Leah. I'm going to do that the entire game. Leah, you have, in Leah fashion, very Katrina fashion, actually, run away from the group and up the spiral staircase of the lighthouse and are at the top, and you're opening up the door and you're about to go in and see the horrors that be in there. You were being chased by a dead woman, a revenant, or revenant, as it's called in the book, by the name of Katrina Belmont. Although I don't know if Leah actually knows that or not. You do know that she's got runes slit all in her dead, naked, cold skin, and she seems nigh indestructible. She's moving around, leaping around the snow and everything like Shia LaBeouf. The rest of you, thank you. The rest
That's
of you
a reference.
have gotten off your boat, your gas-powered boat. You've gotten up onto this bank, past this rickety, broken-down pier, and you're seeing this unfold. Football field away, you see the lighthouse up on top of a bit of a hill, and there's this big old cul-de-sac with several feet of snow and a revenant at the bottom of the stairway. Tony Czerniak, you and a couple of our NPCs, Rebecca Foster, as well as Detective John, the old man, you three are actually sitting on the boat still. Yeah, that's pretty much where we ended. What had just happened? You guys had just left Bell Island. You had made it off of Bell Island. You had gone into this dove? You had dived into this lake, kind of almost on faith. This weird. I honestly can't explain it. You all felt it though in your soul, as you've seen so much hallucinations or perhaps the reality altering demons or monsters or something. You dive into this lake, and beneath it you find a sunken temple, and you stopped Lady K in whatever foul ritual she had going on, and then threw an alchemical bomb in there and blew the motherfucker up. Several things went down. I encourage everyone listening, as well as my players, to watch that last episode at some point. So, what are we doing now? You guys got off the island, despite the weather getting just absolutely horrendous. And Tony Czerniak had seen that there was this veritable snow hurricane nor'easter type thing on its way to you from the north. This is apocalyptic weather on its way. So yeah, that's imminent. And you know, the wind is sort of dying down. You can see off to the north something out of like the first Ghostbusters. Like Zool is being summoned apparently in Canada, because you're pretty close right now. Off to a little bit of the north of you, just a few miles away, is a place called Grosse Pointe. And they still have power. A few of those very, very rich houses, specifically one, the Buttes house, where you know for a fact some fell incantations are happening. Just behind the Buttes house is this the cemetery, the Bald Hill Cemetery, and you know crazy shit's happen on there. You also know that the Buttes roof is on fire. So something happened, player curse wise, spending some narrative points, and they had an accident. So there you go, sort of setting up the scene. At the other end of this cul-de-sac is an abandoned, this is in quotes, abandoned, marina. And the last you saw, there were cultists that were there that likely had been slaughtered by this revenant that is directly in front of you. As to whether they will stay dead or not is only something for your nightmares. So, we're in the montage right now. This is getting you all into the game a bit. We're going to start as the lighthouse door opens. Leah, you've opened it up. You see the massive light bulb, which is there. You know, it's shining out. It's blinding. You can tell there's broken glass and you're pretty sure blood and either bodies or people, maybe in here, a few of them. You can just sort of see some shapes as it's burning your eyes, and it's incredibly hot in this room because of the light bulb. As you look down, you see the Revenant, you see the group not very far behind. Leah, you also see your daughter with them, by the way. Your 11-year-old going on 16-year-old daughter, Mariah. You know, they don't know what you have seen with the Revenant. Okay? What do you do as we go into the Dread?
What I do? So what do we decide about new scene or not?
Oh no.
Fuck you
Definitely
too.
Definitely not a new scene. For anyone listening, a new scene means they get their resources back and their plot armor. And no.
Be that way.
Been waiting 7 months for this.
I know you have.
Like really, actually.
So, I will bid my demeanor serious, and you know, with a very stern look on my face, pull out my pistol and point it at the Revenant. and that's to attempt the shot. And what I will do, and I'm gonna make sure, before I pull the trigger, I'll quickly make sure that this is the one that's loaded with some of my final rune rounds.
Rune round. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, depending, I'll still bid it anyway, but I'll go ahead and bid Master at Arms too, just for that extra.
Just to activate it.
Well, for the extra, up or successes too.
Sure. So go ahead and throw down. Are you shooting once? Are you shooting multiple times, or what?
I'm gonna shoot once, but I will say I'm gonna do a called shot, so I'm trying to aim for its heart. That's what it was. I remember the heart was what. Yeah.
Okay, you get a chaos die, so it's a d6, and you're only shooting once, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
This
roll
would
that
be
D6.
Grace, I guess.
Yeah, and remember, because you're shadowed, you got a D8 as an action die.
I know. So rude.
As the rest of you see Leah turn at the last moment before rolling in, producing her pistol, maybe like scanning you all, seeing her daughter, and then raising her gun to shoot at the Revenant. You note the Revenant stands up. She's completely naked. Her skin's blue and ripped in places, and she's covered in these carved runes all over her body. Her hair's blowing wildly in the wind, in gusts, as she starts to this hoarse cackle as she sees the gun.
As I'm pulling, I got a total of 5 successes. As I'm pulling the trigger, given that I've heard it said, enough times after shooting these rounds, I'll simultaneously, say Mahala Revuo as I'm pulling the trigger.
As you speak forth the incantation, you all, of course, hear the words. Does anyone know what that means, by the way?
Oh, I forget. I did, but I don't anymore.
It's fine.
I know.
Ken, oh, you do?
I think
What
I
does it
do.
mean?
Let's see. Calamity, disaster. Is that
Nope.
wrong? No. The demon awakens, maybe. Or the demon. Am I wrong there?
You're close. Nord, will you roll me a d10? And Tony, will you roll me a d10? I'm kind of halfway doing this so I can remember your all's names.
2. 0 successes.
2 successes.
Oh, no. As boom, Katrina, your revolver, it is a revolver, right?
Yeah, that one's a revolver.
And how many of those bullets you got?
After that one, I have 3 left.
Blammo! As this unholy blast shoots forth from this gun, the air around it seems to warp, and you can see, just for a split second, the Immaterium. Did you just see Cosmos and the star in that muzzle flash? Who knows? As you will go ahead and roll damage, Leah, as Katrina Belmont gets shot, takes one in the chest. Her back, shows, or she takes like a step back from the hit.
So that's a total of 8 damage.
As what you might expect occurs from a revenant getting shot with a gun. She takes this slug in the arm and continues laughing in a foul voice of like a imagine like a undead sorority woman. Just won't die. You notice some black ichor. Katrina motherfucker. So Leah rolling down her tit. What are the rest of you doing?
I will take my flashlight out and shine it at her.
Okay, so you're gonna get off the boat and try to amble your way up onto the bank.
Yeah.
Okay, it's rather difficult to do as you have to negotiate the ice. What do you bid to get on top of the bank and do this?
Tony will bid seasoned his tier of play.
Nice. Describe how you negotiate this and find yourself Goonies style pop up behind them.
Tony steps off and steps onto what would otherwise be a very wobbly rock, but it's kind of wedged in between a couple of pieces of ice. And so he's able to negotiate his way to dry land. After hearing the side of the shots and more or less knowing what's going on, well, intuiting that someone is getting shot, probably someone who deserves to get shot, Tony takes out his flashlight and shines it at that unholy darkness while running up there with his pistol ready in his other hand.
Yeah, as you have your pistol out and you see this thing, she turns. She looks like the lady from The Grudge. I mean, right? The one who fell down the well. Or am I thinking The Ring? That's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
Absolutely
Tomato,
horrifying. Everybody makes sanity rolls except for Tony.
Well, it's seeing it from far away. It's fine though.
Right. So this would be your action die, which for most of you is a D10.
Go fuck yourself.
And your mind. Tony, instead, as you see this, feel nothing. Devoid of anything. And in fact, you can bid or throw down to notice something. Actually, anyone can bid to throw it out if you want to notice something.
Is 2 successes good enough, or
2 successes is limbo. So threshold is 2.
okay, so I will activate, or I will bid turmoil in philosophy for an extra 2 successes.
Okay. How does turmoil in philosophy help you here? What does Leah say or remember dealing with philosophy?
In this regard, Leah at this point, you know, she you know, she'll have that initial reaction to it, you know, like the initial like disgust to it, but then sort of, you know, she will question herself, like, why is this bothering me so much? You know, we've already seen so many horrible things at this point. Like, this shouldn't bother me.
Right, you have a little bit of that dissociation. That is your derangement, right?
No, it's tics and psychosis.
Oh, tics and psychosis. You feel this interesting detachment as you remember this and you beat the threshold. What about the rest of you?
I got 3 successes.
Nice. Simon, how do you cope with this?
I've already seen a lot in this night, and it's this is just one more thing that is going on with everything.
Nord?
I got 2 because I'm on cat sense, which gives me a bonus of 1 success.
Nice.
And
You're high as a kite.
And I pull out my my little dirt, my dirgy dirt, and I hold on to it.
Yeah, Nord, we'll give you a chaos die. Since you're on so many drugs, we're gonna see if it
I'm
either
on
helps
2 different
50%.
drugs. Well, how many dice is
helps.
that? Is that 1d4?
It would be just D6.
D6.
Yep. So you got
That's a
50-50.
2.
All right. Oh, so all of you know your proficiencies. You can keep them as they are. You also have the option of just making them a number, if you want. Tony. Yeah, are you bidding or throwing down to notice something?
I will bid priest.
You notice it doesn't seem like the Revenant sees you or pays attention to you. As she turns, looking at the rest of you, her eyes glow a vibrant purplish hue. There's like this green goo that's starting to ooze out of them, which you didn't notice before. And you see that ichor from the bullet hole start oozing out this greenish goo. She doesn't seem to notice, though. Actions on the rest of you as you're all there.
I am going to pull out the blunderbuss and start to load it real quick.
Okay. You gonna bid to do it this round and have it good to go, or what?
I'll bid stoic, which is my swagger.
As you get this blunderbuss loaded, despite the danger, you are methodical and it is loaded. What do you do?
I'll go ahead and we're approximately how close, because I know weapons, so would I know that the blunderbuss could hit her from here, or
so you're about 80 yards away.
Okay.
I'm not sure. Game mechanic, what kind of classification is that weapon?
We did not say. We haven't said anything
what's
about
the damage
that.
on it.
We did not say. I just found it. I found it and we swam up and everything else happened. Like, because I didn't investigate it or anything like that when we were.
Well, a typical blunderbuss shoots 50 to 75 feet. So
Okay.
It's kind of hard to know.
I will. I'm going to hunker down and have it ready so if she attacks, I can blow it when she gets closer.
Cool. What about Nord?
Where am I again compared to?
You're next to him.
I'm just next
you're
to
behind me.
And Mariah's on the boat.
No, Mariah's like behind you.
Yeah,
Behind you.
Simon.
All right, I'm just gonna kind of hang out with Simon, and just, if she comes running at us, I'll go full defensive and make sure she can't.
Exactly what she does. Do you want to go full defensive? You gonna bid for it?
Yeah, I'll bid for it.
Hulker, you look up full defensive. I think that's in the book.
Yeah, it's in the book. It's in the book, or maybe one of the additional.
Well, the only other place it'd be is in the errata, and
Yeah, in the
I don't think
errata.
it is. Which, by the way, all of that
I'll look in
is
the
on DreadLore.com.
errata.
Yeah, in the errata.
On the errata.
Right, as she turns and taking one in the chest, does she rush you all? Or does she rush Leah? Well, I said she turns and rushes you all. So that's what she's going to do.
That'd be a heck of an attempt to rush me up the fucking lighthouse, but or who knows, maybe she can climb the tower.
Leaps out into the snow. It's almost hilarious as you guys are on this bank and you see the cul-de-sac, this large cul-de-sac, that stretches on a couple football fields up to where the aquarium is, or the marina. You don't realize maybe how much snow is there. I think there actually is a little bit of a trench that you made somehow. I can't remember exactly how it was made. But as the Revenant jumps, she, like a dog in snow, disappears momentarily in the snow. As there's 3.5, 4 feet of it, she jumps off these rocks, belly flops into it, and then pops up like some horror monster out of a Christmas movie, horror Christmas. Snow falling down. She howls and starts running through the snow. It's going everywhere. She's like a proverbial snowcat, rushing towards you all.
Can I?
Yes.
I want to spend a narrative point.
Okay.
To say that as she gets closer, she leaps again. And I want to. I'm going to bid calculating, and as she leaps up into the air again because she's ready to pounce, I'm going to shoot her with the blunderbuss then and try and knock her off.
Yeah,
is what I wanted.
As world action, she's moving forward. As she's getting in range, she leaps.
And I'll spend cunning to do that.
Yep.
Okay. And so that will be Brawn and my action die.
Tony, you notice this green goo just showering down onto the snow as she leaps.
I'm going to approach her and get a headshot.
Okay, spend cunning and go ahead and make a bid to shoot her.
Yeah.
I'm also going to spend cunning, but do something else. Not action.
And Katrina, what about you? Katrina, Leah. Oh, dang it.
I will turn around and start looking through the bodies or whatever to see if there's anything that was, that's useful.
Are you gonna drop cunning to do it, or are you gonna wait for the player turn?
The real question is, yeah, I'll drop cunning to do it. I got cunning. One last cunning.
All right, you spend cunning, and do you go in, or do you just try to look from where you are?
I go in.
Okay, you go in, the door slams behind you.
Well, shit.
As you attempt to hold it, you can't. I'm kidding. A big tongue. Burp. No, do you keep the door open? Do you wedge it open or hold it open?
Yeah, Katrina.
See?
Leah will find a piece of rubble and like jam it underneath the door as she opens it.
As you'll start to go in. So we'll start with people that are shooting, and then we'll get on to Nord and what he's doing, and then we'll go back up to Leah. So those of you that are shooting this biatch in the air, what'd you get, Simon?
I got 5 successes.
Okay, she didn't play Mortal Kombat 2. She doesn't know.
Yeah.
When you jump, he ain't got no defense.
Yeah.
It has boom. You hear someone distantly say, "Pull!" As you blast her, poof, she is peppered. You see her flesh just fly off, titties decimated. And she makes a face. What's your damage?
Is a blunderbuss basically the same as the snub nose revolver?
No.
Quality? No, is it bigger?
No, blunderbuss is like a shotgun, dog.
So that would be.
Let's see. Let's see what gauge we're dealing with. Are blunderbusses legal? That's the question.
I'm sure they're legal.
I mean, yeah, no, they are. Yeah.
A huge boom with a 3-foot flame and a rolling plume of smoke. Yeah.
It's my
pretty
boomstick.
Yeah, I'm gonna call that 2d8 plus 1.
2d8.
That's a nice That's a nice heavy plus classification.
Okay.
Now
I
it
didn't
would
think-
depend. So see, the real question with the legality of a blunderbuss wouldn't depend on the weapon itself, but what you put in it.
Fair. That is fair. I think it was whatever. Actually, what did you load it with?
We
Glass.
no, it's well. First off, it's 12 damage, but when I found it, I can't remember. I did something and also found a ammo box for it. I think I spent a narrative point to find an ammo box for it as well.
Right.
So it's actually blunderbuss ammo.
You say 12?
Yep, 12 damage.
Okay. And this becomes yeah. As boom, you shoot her, and again comically, she like falls back and lands on her back in the snow. Whoom, as there's black ichor and this green goo all over the place. Simon, you shoot that, the flame goes up as the blunderbuss kicks like a mule. Boom. Tony, as you're walking up, you see the sort of snow angel she's made.
I shoot her.
Okay, what do you bid?
I bid mantle is chosen.
Cool.
Yes. So the snow, the flames, even the undead stuff. It ain't no thing.
Are you going for a called shot, or are you just going to?
Called shot for the head.
Okay, roll a d6. Tell me if it's a 1.
No.
All right, and she's prone, so you're not really moving right now. She just took a blunderbuss and a magic bullet to the chest. We'll roll damage on this.
That's a 9. To the head.
As you shoot her right between the eyes, her head kind of splits, and her eyes go, and she's laying there in several feet of snow, inert. Nord, what are you doing?
Well, as they're kind of doing that, I am going to bid perceiving the ley line to understand, and in my stupor, to just kind of get where and feel out which direction is maybe allowing her to have power, if her power is coming from outside of where she is, if I could get a north, south, east, or west, or maybe a general direction of what's feeding her this energy.
You get a narrative point for that as you describe how Nord perceives the ley line.
Well, he's dripping, and so he sees a lot of color, a lot of spectrum, a lot of energy in the atmosphere, and it's cold, and it's so unnoticeably subtle that he's just kind of hanging back and taking a breath to concentrate on what's happening in front of him, and then taking a breath and listening to the world around him.
As despite all the noise, you somehow are able to hear the lapping of the water. You can hear Rebecca Foster and John sort of murmuring. You can hear the echo down the bend of the river of the blunderbuss and the revolver, and you start feeling the energies latent. There is a pulsing energy, very slow, like a tendril, that is moving underneath you towards Bell Island. It's almost like a pulse that goes, but it isn't. There's no return, like something's been cut off. as you see that lighthouse like is glowing with it. Whoa. And then off to Grosse Point, you see that, or can feel, that's where the nexus of this stuff is. And then something truly horrifying, like a response from Grosse Point, goes off into the city, into millions of little branches. As that happens, one of those little nuggets of energy comes straight at you, but stops before it gets to you. As Tony, you see her eyes as she stands up or sits up. You see the wound slowly closing. You see the wounds from the blunderbuss slowly closing. And even this one slowly closing. As she smiles, this wicked smile, and starts to get up. Leah, in the lighthouse, it is blinding in here and hot, like not a couple hundred, about 100 degrees in here. Just complete contrast to outside. There's steam roiling up, condensation and such. How are you viewing? How are you seeing? You gotta like shield your eyes somehow. It is highly uncomfortable to be in here.
Well, wouldn't it be intermittent though?
No, it's not spinning.
Oh, interesting. So I would actually look along the. Well, I mean, I'd cover, like, I'd use my hand to shield my face, but then I would look along the wall near the doorway to see if there's like an on or off switch.
Oh, indeed. As you look around, trying to find an on and off switch, you're sort of moving around the barrel of this lighthouse. The ground is great, so you can actually see straight down. Small little grates. Like if you dropped your pocket change, you'd lose it, but not like your keys. And you see there's blood, and you kick a boot of one of the detectives. You see Detective Grant, the big guy, leaned up against the wall, his guts everywhere. As he looks up at you, his lips quiver. Oh, you may make a sanity roll.
Fine.
You notice the smell of burning flesh. It smells like hot dogs in here.
Dose successes.
As you vomit everywhere.
Yeah,
on
I
him.
sure do. Yeah.
As you
And then he vomits. he pukes his guts out.
Yeah. So go ahead and take a derangement. We're gonna call this one dissociative, since I was setting that up from before, as you're not really that attached to this dude who's still alive. As you puke on him, awful things are occurring in front of you, but you have bigger fish to fry, so to speak. As he looks up at you, you see he's got this key ring, like old school iron ring with a few keys on it, as his hands are trembling, big maw of a hand, and he's holding it up for you to take.
I reach down and grab him.
As you do, you see him expire. And
I lean down and feel for a pulse to see if there's anything left.
Doesn't seem like it.
I will search his person for any weapons or anything.
It'll take you some time, as it is incredibly uncomfortable in here. In fact, even in your detached state, the thought may occur to you, it must have been torture for him to be in here. And maybe why didn't he move? I mean, perhaps it's just his state of being. What happened to him? You're not really sure. But as you sort of quickly start going through his stuff, and you'll find a few things like, his wallet, and you see, a gun. Of course, he has on the 2x2 hands of blue gloves. And other than that, just detective outfit. His hat.
I will check his. When I get the gun, I'll pop out the magazine and see if he has any, of the special ammunition type of thing.
So he has a revolver.
Gotcha. Oh, okay. In that case, I'll pop open the cylinder.
Okay. Down below, Nord, you get this pulse of energy as you see Katrina sit up and the wounds start closing with every pulse. Whoop, whoop, whoop. You can tell it's sort of feeding her energy, healing her. But it'll take a little bit of time. As she's wobbling, as she's getting up. Action's on you.
Do I have an idea of how to maybe stop it? I'm wondering if I can.
No idea.
Do we have the scroll
That would
of
be
the?
up to you.
Is this play your turn?
Yeah. Oh, no. This is you guys dropped. Yeah, it is player turn. Yep.
Okay.
Nord, set her on fire. Use that stuff of yours.
That won't do anything. It's the healing. Her healing is coming from outside. It's coming from the Butte's house. It's coming from somewhere, or I don't know. It's coming from Grosse Pointe at the very least. I'm gonna run up to her and stick my sword in her heart.
The dirk.
Yeah, the dirt.
Yep. So you get within range of her.
Mm-hmm.
As the dirk's pretty long, but it's not like super long. You see she twitches towards you. You go for it?
Yeah, I'm just gonna try and jam it in. Wait a second. I still have that spear that I went for. Or do I have that spear? I think I have that spear. Can I spend a pip saying that I also have the spear?
Yeah, why not?
I don't know the stats on it, but that's a little bit longer. I looked at
my. No, it's not a spear. You know that, right?
Or whatever it is. It's a cleave.
Yeah, you guys haven't actually taken the time to figure out what it is.
I don't know,
but it's not described. Drizzle knows what it is.
I know what it is.
No one has actually looked at it. Has spent any time been listening.
Yeah.
Like, yes, this.
Well, it's got a pointy. It's got a pointy side, and and I can be further away. So I'm just gonna drop that into her heart.
You're gonna drop it into her heart?
Well, stab it into her.
Okay.
It's a.
Okay.
I don't think this is gonna work. We got to figure out a way to prevent, like, a circle of protection or something to prevent energy from the outside coming in.
What do you bid to attack her with this thing?
I'm gonna bid my ability thing. Approaching Buddha with a sword, and I bid that. I mean, it's just one person, but it's like an attribute that is swordplay. It's not the right kind of thing. I'll bid something else. I'll bid the item itself.
You can use that.
Okay.
This is sword-like enough.
Yeah. So I've handled the dirk for 2-3 days now. I feel like I know the pointy end goes there.
Yeah.
that's the idea.
All right. As you bid this, she's kind of inert right now.
Yeah.
So you'll just roll thy damage.
Yeah.
So
and I'm
it'll
gonna
be
leave
your
it
action
in.
die.
Yeah.
Be your action die, your brawn, and then see how many successes that is.
Okay.
Okay, what'd you get?
1 so far. Or
Okay,
actually
and then-
2.
Okay, so you have 2, and then roll a d12.
Oh. That's a 6, so that's 3.
All right.
And I have cat sense, and that I think that gives me a bonus on rolls, I believe.
No, you rolled a 6
Yeah.
on the d12. The d12 is the damage die.
Oh, that's a 6.
Yeah.
Then I rolled
Yeah.
6.
Right. So you had 8 plus 1, so that's 9 damage is what you're dealing right now.
Okay. And I'm
As
just gonna hold it in there,
Sticker.
brace myself.
As you, she doesn't seem to like it. As you stab her through the heart, she's holding on to this thing. It doesn't seem like she's in pain per se, but maybe an awkward feeling crosses her face as she looks up at you, holding onto this thing. You can tell she is very, very strong.
Mm-hmm. Little hand, little help. We got to figure out how to turn off the faucet of energy into her body. Like their pulses. Oh, like, I don't know. It's the void or some kind of veil energy source coming in. The ley lines are telling me.
How about I absolve them of their sins?
Anything you can do. I don't think guns will work.
Well then,
Because they came back in the temple, and they started chanting again, like the dead are coming back, and I think something's feeding it. The call of whatever it is that's happening tonight.
does she have a name?
I don't know what it is. Yeah, I'm not going to check her ID.
Nord, you get a whiff of the sea, of like sea foam and salt, and for a moment, maybe even, did you hear a seagull? But just a very powerful gust of the sea. This is different than the ambient atmosphere and smells of being around the river. Something else. Just maybe your sinuses start to drain.
Yeah, nice.
All right,
All right.
action's on the. It's player turn. So we got.
All right, look away, and
She turns.
I will use the. I'm gonna bid vigilante to reload the blunderbuss.
Yep.
And can I go ahead and bid to shoot as well?
So you
Or
can
is that
definitely
just-
load it.
Okay,
Um.
that's fine.
And I
Now-
am standing right next to her with a.
Yeah, I know. It just takes
Okay.
a little bit of time to load. As you start packing it in there, not to set the precedent of of loading and shooting at the same turn.
No, you're
you're
fine.
just able to do that first
Yeah.
round. Is there any particular reason why this blunderbuss would be easily loaded?
Well, it's ammo for it, so it's prepackaged ammo.
Yeah, fair. And
So
how
it's
much more
like-
do you have?
We did not determine how many we had.
Roll a d6.
3.
That's how many more you have after the shot. Boom, boom,
Okay.
as dang pre-packaged and you're ready to rock and roll. Nord is in your way.
Oh, I'm gonna walk Like, I'm gonna walk up.
To the face. Okay.
Basically, and kind of hope maybe some of the fire catches.
Okay. As you put it on her head, she turns and says, "I'll be back."
It won't do anything. Don't waste your ammo.
If it keeps her down, it'll give us longer.
Are you
I know.
shooting?
Yeah.
Tony might.
I go up to her and I look at her and I say, I'm not a priest.
As you see her eyes look at you and squint.
I say, I absolve you from all censures, in as much as I can, and am able, according to your need of it. May the Almighty and merciful God grant you pardon, absolution, and remission of your sins.
She narrows her eyes at you. There's a frown turned into a grimace, turned into a scowl and a shout. Ah! She's screaming at you as Simon blows her head off. There's sort of a jaw and a tongue. As brain matter and all sorts of things and hair fly out into the snow.
Yeah, that was 2 successes.
You don't have to roll.
Okay.
You did it. You blunder bust her in the face. Point blank. As her body falls to the ground, Nord, you keeping the pointy thing in? Or
Yeah,
are
I'm
you
going to
pulling
keep it
out?
in
What?
until we figure out what we're going to do next, because she's just going to keep healing.
Okay. As you can feel those pulses.
Like, she's healing every second. She's healing all the time. If we go
enough
in and
damage will keep you down.
I mean, in the time that we've been here, like, can we see that like elements of her body are coming back together?
So you've been here about 13 seconds.
Okay. Well, we're just waiting.
Yeah,
You know,
she starts healing as she grabs the pointy end and starts pulling it out. She doesn't even have a full head.
yeah, I'm just gonna keep
She's
holding
a
it.
lot stronger than you.
I'm sure she is.
She pulls it out.
Yeah.
If you guys are just waiting around, that's what happens.
No, I'm gonna bid to try and hold it in there.
Okay. As you put your full weight down on it, what are you bidding?
I will bid my period of life, which is hardened.
As you like wrenching down on it.
And come on, somebody help me. We got to figure out what we're gonna do here, and then run. If we're gonna run, or sever her body parts and throw them in different places. Something. She's just gonna keep coming back.
So to give you guys a little bit of a, because we're jumping the gun a little bit here. As you guys sat there and waited around for like 3, 4, 5 minutes, and she then woke up.
Yeah.
So that's about how long it's taking.
I wasn't gonna wait around if that's what.
This.
That's because I went up to shoot and then I was going to.
No, I think it's all just in the moment. We weren't going to wait, but I feel like we should do something. All
right, so she's dead, apparently. What are you guys doing? You guys are in time.
I'm going to get Mariah and be like, she can't see us if she doesn't have a head, and start to head up to the lighthouse to get to Leah.
As you start up there, Leah, you will have gotten all these things. You have to leave unless you're bidding to stay in here, in which case you're taking damage.
Well, fine then, I guess. Well, actually, no. No, I don't have to do that, either of those, because I will take my gun and I will point it at the light bulb and I will shoot, except I'll shoot a regular bullet. I'll make sure to swap out one of my regular 38 rounds as opposed to a rune round.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who's going with Simon?
I'm going to stay with the body and try and sever some of the body parts.
We'll get to you in a second because I want to know how you're doing that and all that. Tony, what are you doing? You all just tell me what you're doing.
I will stay with Nord.
Okay. I'm assuming you're going to help.
Yeah.
And Simon, you're going up with Mariah as you see this fireball explode out of the lighthouse and the windows. As Leah, you point your gun. I'm kidding.
That's the same motherfucker.
It's just too funny. It's too funny. Yeah, as you shoot the light, boom, boom, it'll actually take at least 2 bullets. Tell me high or low.
Low.
Nord, will you roll that for me?
You're muted.
It's 6, which is high on a D6.
All right. As it takes you 3 shots. The glass is very thick. Makes sense. It's a really hardy lighthouse. You know, the windows are open or grated. As boom, 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 it cracks, and immediately it is a lot nicer in here. Although it's sweltering. Moments later, your daughter and Simon walk in. It is sweltering in here. You see Leah there sweating bullets over the... Imagine an egg that's been cooked too long. Except it's a human with guts that it's just everywhere. Simon, what do you bid? You have seen many gruesome things of this nature, so you don't need to make a sanity roll unless you want to. Mariah, however.
I'm bidding a flaw calloused.
As you see this, Simon, you're in front of Mariah. It's a grotesque scene.
Yeah, I'll try to hold her back.
As you gotta hold her back, you're not sure if she's seen or not, but you do feel her grip on you. So maybe she saw something, but you kind of shield her from it. Yeah, what's the scene that plays out between Leah and Simon?
Looks like Grant wasn't the one who went out the window, but he didn't make it either.
No. And he gave me this set of keys. I don't know if they're 2, but... And she'll hold up, the iron set of keys. He seemed like it was the last thing he wanted to do before he died, so I assume it's important for something.
If you want to take Mariah and head back down to the boat, I will get his gloves so I can give them to John.
Gotcha. Mariah, let's go.
You see that she's turned around, still holding on to Simon, but she's looking out. As you walk out and maybe switch hands with her, you see that she has a calm look in her eyes as she's looking off to the north. And every so often you see this lightning, this unnatural purple lightning in a tidal wave of a thunderhead, just stretching out across the northern sky, and it is getting very close. The wind starts to die down a little bit, and there's this unease in the air. Who wants to roll to see how many of these fancy keys you have? Holger? Make a... Do I want to be nice? We'll say D6. I like D6s more than
D6.
Yep. You want high.
1.
Okay.
I'm gonna spend a proficiency.
It's not the worst, but I would want more than 1.
All right. Rolling it again. 4.
You have 4 of these. Any more proficiencies, or are we sticking with that?
Yeah, I think that's good.
Okay. As you grab these keys, Simon, right?
Oh, Leah got the keys.
Okay, you didn't transfer them. Leah, you have the keys. Each key is unique. They're actually really cool keys. Big iron band, and they'll kind of have like a throwing dart style end to them. And on the front, there'll be a different animal. So a different animal's face. Think of like runes and sort of Nordic sculpture carvings is what they look like.
Interesting.
And there'll be 4 different ones. They're intricate, spiky. As you guys start heading down. Meanwhile, Nord and Tony, Nord, you have this, quotes, spear thing, sword, whatever, in the body. Every so often, the body sort of moves. And when it jerks, it pulls you with it.
Yeah.
You know she's strong, and her head it's starting to piece back together and like grow.
I shoot it again.
Itself. Boom! As it lays inert again. Remember to mark off your rounds, Tony.
Yeah. Tony, do you have any kind of idea of maybe like a way, like a circle of protection concept? I mean, I've seen you do some pretty wild things. Maybe we draw a circle around her and make this like some holy ground kind of thing. Maybe that'll prevent it potentially from whatever this magic source. When I looked through the ley lines, did I see any areas that the pulses did not go potentially, or do the pulses go directly to the body?
What are you actually looking for?
Well, when I looked at the ley lines, you said there was a pulse that went to the body that was kind of healing her.
It kind of felt it. You felt it.
It seemed like it was directly to her. So, what I was kind of hoping is preventing that connection from happening. So, Tony, would you know of maybe a way to consecrate the ground here? Or, I don't know.
I shall bid prayer, and I shall say, give me 1 second.
All right,
I step back.
Prayer, yep.
And I start chanting and praying, asking for wisdom. And then I realize, I can do that. I shall channel all that is holy into the Revenant. Or at least try.
Okay, so you're bidding prayers to specifically get what effect?
I shall bid prayer to gain the wisdom from the divine. It will tell me what I can then say to consecrate this ground and make it holy.
Tony, you doing this, roll a d6, see if it'll be a chaos die, see if it's a 1. And you do that first.
It's a 6.
Hey, get a narrative point on this. You hear this familiar voice. Nord, you don't hear the voice, but as you maybe take your gaze just a little bit off of, you still have the Revenant in your field of vision, but you're able to see Tony, you see he sort of illuminates a little bit, like almost as a halo. Perhaps Nord has seen this kind of thing before. Who knows? But stories of the old, biblical prophets and such flash through your mind. Is this the drugs? You've been on a lot of drugs. Not really sure, but you see this aura kind of go around his head like a halo and around him. Is there a warmth? It's kind of hard to tell. And behind him, just a few feet away, you see something that could be mistaken for an angel, at least the shape of one. Robed figure with a staff, with trappings and such. As Tony, you hear a familiar voice. One from Onus Dizeranta. You call upon me. Why?
There is a great evil before us, and they wish to do us a lot of harm.
Sort of waiting.
Here before us, and I point.
What do you wish?
I wish that this woman... should gain the conscience of a saint. To gain the conscience of a saint, even temporarily, so that she may feel the weight of her actions. That no absolution, even the one given by me just a few minutes ago, would not be enough to calm her own conscience. That she will have no choice but to flee the scene in a desperate attempt to get away from this contradiction that has suddenly arisen in her mind.
You feel the smile upon Onus's face. Nord, there's definitely some mood changes and such like that are going on, but you can't see it or hear it. But you're able to sort of feel some sort of conversation that's happening between Tony and whatever this entity is. As Tony, you feel the smile on Onus's face as she says, I appreciate the venom and retribution that's in your heart, my subject. However, you're looking at but a husk, a thing. There's scant but shreds of that thing's soul left. It is a plaything. Its torment only known at the source. Foolishness is what this wretched creature is what brought this wretched creature to this state. Foolishness of a hope for immortality. As you just hear the spite and the it's not hatred that's coming from Onus, but it's
Contempt, maybe?
yeah, intensity, derision.
Well, Onus, in that case, could you just kill her for good?
So Nord, you hear what Tony's saying. She is already dead.
So am I.
No, Tony, you are not dead.
I look at myself and I wonder, is he right? Am I still not dead? Because I certainly felt like it at times.
No, you will never die.
Seriously?
I think that's enough for one turn. So, the rest of you, what's going on? Or do you hear a one-sided conversation?
Well, while he's just sitting there talking, I'm gonna keep the one weapon in there, and I'll take my dirk and try to start just jabbing little stabs into throughout her legs.
You're just trying to stab her, or are you trying to cut stuff off?
Just stab her. I mean, I don't really have a good cutting. I mean, unless this staff that I have, it's not really a cutting.
And
I might look at the staff. I don't want to look at the staff.
Do you remember that your dirk inside somebody will blow them up?
That's what I'm saying.
Inside somebody will blow them up.
If I stick my dirk in there, I was expecting the staff to do that, but if I stick my dirk in there, it'll hopefully heat her up. Maybe
Is that
I'll
what
do
you're trying
that
to do?
too. Yeah.
Yeah, as you stick her, and it does not heat up.
Well, it's probably because she's already dead, which is stupid. Everything is stupid, Tony. Everything is stupid, Tony.
As every so often, Tony, you notice that the body jerks and Nord stabs it a bunch and it stops moving. Nord, as you're right here, Nord, you do notice a few things.
Yeah.
One, there's writing all over her naked body.
Yeah.
Two, the wound from the bullet that Leah shot.
Mm-hmm.
While it closes up, you see that it sort of festers into like a boil and then pops open again. And there's that green goo that's just sort of filling up the body very, very slowly. As you can actually see in there, the bullet that's all like inscribed and such.
And it's just hanging out there. Well, that's good to know. I don't know. I think when we leave this place, Tony, why don't you go get those guys and I'm gonna stay here. And then we need to figure out a way to get to Grosse Pointe. Maybe we take the boat up to Grosse Pointe. Does that work?
You can do that. You'll go to
that's
a
possibility.
different port. Yeah.
They got some nice docks there.
Really nice docks.
Yeah. All right, but I think Simon went towards the lighthouse.
Simon's coming back down with Mariah.
Oh, no,
sorry, Leah's coming back down with Mariah.
Well, let's gather everybody.
Leah will come back with Mariah. You guys are there. What do you say? And then, as that is happening, we'll go back to Simon. So, Leah, you've just arrived with Mariah. As you see what they're doing.
She keeps coming back, Leah.
Well, no, at least that seems to be working temporarily.
Mom, why is there a naked lady in the snow?
Well, don't worry about that right now. Let's just here.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, actually, I have to do something to this lady in the snow. But if you could turn around for a second while I do that, okay?
Why do you all keep on making me turn around as she turns around?
And Leah will walk up to her body and, point the revolver at her heart. Make sure that she has one of the rune rounds again in her chamber.
I'll back off a little bit.
I mean, while she's sort of, assembled temporarily, she'll put the muzzle of the revolver right to her chest, where her heart would be, and pull the trigger.
Do you move the staff?
Yeah, I'll move the staff.
Okay. What do you bid, Leah?
For this, I will bid my name, Leah Mizrahi. I'll bid that. That's what I'll do.
Roll your chaos die.
Chaos. So much chaos. All the chaos. That's a 6.
Boom. as you see the heart place blow out and the void energy make all of this feel untangible and weird, and Nord, for a moment you're just disconnected from everything, floating like an embiotic fluid. As you look around, Nord, like head detached from soul, for a moment, if you wish, you can get a vision. However, it will come with a cost.
Yeah, I'll go for vision. I'm pretty sure that Nord is interested in visions at this moment.
Okay. Gain a derangement.
Cost or no. All right, I got some derangements. We'll go with psychosis. I feel like that. Or no, dissociative. I think that.
Yep. As you are detached for a moment.
Yeah, right.
Tony, everything that you're seeing from Onus becomes a lot more clear as Leah shoots this cursed bullet. Just like a radar, like a pulse. You feel like you're maybe, or there's a momentary feeling of being in two places at once. Maybe even as you look down, your feet are actually gone and you're stuck in the ground, like your feet are a part of the earth and you're not human at all. You're something else, built from something else. As you scream a throaty scream, you come back to reality. You can lose sanity too. So, derangement. Nord, you are floating above a wasteland of rocks and purple trees that are blasted into all hell. The colors are sepia and violets. Above you is a freezing inferno that if you look at, you know you will go insane. There are eyeballs, gargantuan proportions, watching you in a swirling mass of who knows, but you dare not look, as you know that is the veil and the things beyond it looking through. As you look down, floating here, you see far away a holy city, brilliant white floating aisles in the extreme distance. Far before you, however, those pulses of energy from the ley lines, you can almost see them laid out like roots from a tree, like laid in runes, written in blood and time and history. This has taken a long time to build up through chanting and sacrifices and all these things. As you realize, disconnecting these veins is extremely difficult. High-powered magicka, circle runes perhaps could provide some protection from it. But this is something that's laid in the earth very deeply. You need to attack the source. And preferably, you need to be well-informed and know the language. That said, Bell Island, while it's not completely inert, it is dying. It's been cut off, and you see it sort of like flaking off into the void. As you come back momentarily, you see Onus standing behind Tony. Simon.
Yep.
You're in the lighthouse.
I'm now that Grant has passed, are his gloves like still like, do they look like they're still electrified?
They don't look like they're electrified.
Okay. I am going to bid stubborn. I'm going to I'll probably use Grant's coat to try and take his gloves off, like to just kind of shield my hands a little bit and take his gloves off, so that way I can return them to John.
How do you do this without getting the shit shocked out of you?
Well, that's what. Or if is there anything rubber nearby in the lighthouse? I don't think
Like
that
what?
there would. I don't think
You
there
know,
would be.
Like
you
a
could just,
raincoat?
you
Yeah,
could.
a raincoat.
Sure.
Is there a raincoat nearby?
If that doesn't
Yeah.
work, you could just cut off his hands.
I don't have anything to cut off his hands with, but
Fair.
I would grab the raincoat and use it to, because I know how they work. Because John did tell me kind of how they work when I thought about putting them on, but
As
so I'll
you
grab the raincoat and
do
be
that
stubborn
very
to get
carefully,
it off.
as you see that they are maybe a couple errant arcs of energy, dwop, dwop, but you get them off of him.
Okay, and then I will head down to the boat. We'll head down towards the boat with everybody else.
As you all get down there, and you see that this revenant is inert, a couple plugs in the head, in the heart. Nord every so often is staking her with this spear-ish type weapon. You can still tell she is slowly rebuilding.
I think we get to the boat and we get out of here while she is still inert.
I agree.
Make a run for it.
But we do need to know what we're doing. I think going to Grosse Point as fast as possible is the answer. Hopefully this smattering of books we've collected over the last few days will help us in this process.
Is there a dock nearby? I know that our only ride, we kind of drove through the marina. So
No, you have one down below. Tony was
Yeah.
on it.
I think the boat, John is on the boat.
no, I meant because I meant take the boat to another marina, but we'll have to find a ride from there.
I mean, we could just pick we could just steal a car.
Yes, we can. I mean, most of them are probably dead anyway.
Yeah, right. So, I mean, this might be the best way to get over there.
So we'll.
There's
I
a
say we go.
thunderclap.
Yeah, let's go.
So I start to head to the boat.
Yeah. That's good.
As you all head to the boat, taking
Give it
the
one last
staff.
stab before you pick this one up.
You take the staff, yes?
Yes, of course.
Okay. You guys get down to the boat. John's like, "Oh, ready?" Rebecca Foster gives Nord a kiss on the nose. As who's piloting the boat?
Or who did it before? I don't remember.
Not it.
Was it me? I guess I'll do it. I'll hop across the boat and I'll look at John and I'll be like, "Sorry, Grant didn't make it. I figured you would want these of his."
He looks
And
down
hand
at
him
them and nods. You can tell it's very difficult for him as he sits down and is silent for a while.
And then I'll start the boat and head it back to the marina.
At that point, Leah, as she sees that happening, Leah will, pull out the keys that she was handed. The last thing he did was hand these to me. Do you know what they are?
He looks up and kind of chuckles. Huh. It's a sad laughter. There's no mirth in it. As he takes the keys. Dutiful to the end, I suppose. This is what he went to go get. The devils had stolen these from a few of our fallen comrades. These are skeleton keys. As he looks at you, you don't know what they are. It's a kind of ttrpg, a kind of technology we don't have here. This, if you draw a door, it'll take you almost anywhere.
Could we use that to get right into the heart of Lady Callie's ritual?
Maybe. It depends on the wards they have up, the seals of protection and binding.
Well, if
You could find yourself stuck.
If we draw a door, we can get anywhere quickly. Why not just go to Barker's books, and maybe there's a way we can research to stop them, and then go prepared to directly to Lady Callie's.
You see John nod. That could work. I wouldn't go into his private sanctum. Well, Grimwald was superstitious, but if you're careful, it should work.
When we left, I think last time, we'll just go back to where we were. We'll just go back to the bookstore itself, and then
He looks like you have 4, and he hands it over to you. Whoever, I will say Leah, since you handed it to him. I
Thoughts,
guess
everybody? Go ahead.
I guess I should tell you. Looking over at you, Simon, Idaway had a choice. He had seen and known, experienced too much. So he was going to serve us one way or the other. You see him looking at the gloves. We've lost a lot of operatives. So we asked him if he wanted to join. And if he didn't, well, he'd be used in another way. As he kind of levels his gaze at you, I don't know what he chose. That was above my pay grade.
So he was either bait or he joined you, basically.
So you get a narrative point. That is exactly it.
I don't know what that stubborn old bastard would do, but whatever he chose, he's doing it with his whole heart.
Go on.
I was gonna say, I know I don't have much room to talk, but you aren't exactly selling us on you being the good guys.
No one said we were the good guys, honey. But we're keeping things as straight as they can be. We've had to do a lot of terrible things.
I mean, this is Detroit. Is anybody here really good?
This is a good town. It's got strong bones. I love Detroit. We're gonna
need. Go on.
Good.
We're gonna need somebody to help out, I guess, once this is all over. If there's an all over. As he looks up at the storm, which you can almost feel some of the wind coming off of it. It's very cold.
Define all over.
Well, if we don't win, he looks up at the storm. I don't think any of us will be alive to know.
Katrina, damn it. Leah will look over to Simon and say, so, you think things are bad enough yet that I can call in some favors now?
Favors from who?
How are you gonna? You can't write a letter. I mean, I'm sure the phone lines are down.
I don't think so. We haven't checked recently, but I don't think I don't know. I would hope Lady Callie wouldn't have control over something like that.
Well, Lady Callie's dead, so she's not in control of much.
At this point, I
Regardless-
wonder if anyone who's not involved in any of this can even see what's going on. I wonder if they look up at that storm and they just see a clear winter night.
Wait, is it the middle of summer?
No,
Wait, what time of year? I
It's
forget what
spring.
it was. Oh, spring.
April.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, I am owed some favors from some of my friends in the IDF. I could get one of them to probably arrange some kind of munitions drop, shall we say.
You see Simon reach over, grab the walkie-talkie off the CB and be like, well, if you can reach him from the CB, here you go. And just toss the...
So, anyone, if you want, you only need one person to either bid or throw down to know something about 1982.
That's the Cuban Missile Crisis, right? No, wait,
No.
what was the Cuban Missile Crisis?
no, that was way
Missile
before.
Crisis was 1962, I believe.
Yeah, that was
Really?
JFK.
That's okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
1982,
Wow.
Detroit was like they were abandoning the city in droves. That's why
Yeah.
it's not doing well.
So who wants to throw down or
I mean, I'll throw down.
make a bid? All right. It's on Nord. Go ahead. You need one success.
Okay. And I got 2 successes. Both of them were 10s.
Nice.
I mean, I got 4 successes. I'm sorry.
Yeah. All right.
That's
So you
mine.
get flair all day long.
Yeah.
And you get narrative point too.
Oh, I got 4 successes too.
Hell yeah.
2 fucking
As
10.
Nord, you know,
Yeah.
during power outages, the POTS landlines, as in plain old telephone service that was used until we fucking ripped it up, worked during power outages. It was a different system than electric, or than the power lines. So ostensibly, unless something really bad's going on,
Phone line still works.
if you can find a payphone, it should work.
Well, it should work, Leah. I mean, if we can find why don't we draw a door on the boat? Can we just use the door on the boat?
You know, that's actually that is a good question. Can we use it on the boats?
CB?
No,
No,
the skeleton keys.
Yeah.
No, I'm asking the what's his name?
John.
Who? John?
John. Yeah.
Yes, of course. Although it will create a door.
Yeah. So like create the door in the bottom of the boat.
Yeah, absolutely.
Then we'll take it to Barker's books. How do you use it? Do you have to do a ritual or anything, or can you use it yourself, John?
This is thergy. You need something to write with, as he pulls out a little bag of chalk that he has, like children's crayon chalk. Draw a door and use the key.
Yeah, take us to Barker's books.
I see.
You're the.
I kind of been.
He looks down.
I'm glad you
I
said
won't
that.
do this.
'Cause, I'm glad you said that though, because I honestly envisioned drawing a door with the key. But this'll do, and she'll grab the chalk from him and draw a as long as a door she can in the bottom of the boat. And then she'll put the key in it and turn the key.
So you're in the.
And
you go into the
she'll be
hold of the
envisioning-
boat and hold on.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
go into the hold of the boat and you start doing this.
Yeah.
Okay, where are the rest of you?
I'll follow
I'm
her.
still driving right now.
Still in the boat.
I know you're in the boat. Are you guys with Leah or are you not with Leah? That's what I want to know.
I think we should be with Leah. All of us. We should gather
All of
around
us.
as soon as she draws the. I mean, John, how long does it take for us to?
Immediately.
So we should all gather together with Leah. Simon, come on.
Okay. So then I'll stop the boat.
John will man it. We'll pilot it. As Rebecca looks over, what are we doing?
Are you guys not coming with us, John?
You see him look over. I have overstepped my bounds so many times with this. So, how do you guys convince John to go with you?
Katrina will sort of look back at him, with a smirk. Oh, come on, in for a penny, in for a pound.
What do you bid?
I will bid my what do I even have left? Fuck. Can I bid the campaign? The red writ?
It's on your sheet.
I'll do it. I'll bid the campaign.
You bid the red writ?
Yeah, I sure do.
Okay. As you see John kind of look over, you bidding the red writ, how do you fold that into the story?
Fuck. All right, hold on. He might even. Oh, this is hard. He will. Oh, in a flash, of in a moment, both he and I will see the red writ sort of appear all over the ship, like written in blood, like I did that first day on the bus.
Yep. And then there was no bus.
And yeah. And then then obviously everything will go back to a normal, and he'll sort of realize, like, this needs to be stopped.
There's a moment of that, Nord, as your ley line sense is still going. You sense that double bass drop, and you sense something very strange, Nord. If you wish to bid, you will know what it is. You don't have to. You know that it's very strange, and you'll get some information. If you bid,
I'll
you'll
bid.
know what it is.
I'm going to bid
what do you
the
bid?
scent of colors to get an idea of what.
Nord, you sense the red writ written all over Leah. And you sense Tony made of it. There is something entwined with them. The question, what really happened to Tony? The question, what really happened to Leah when she went into that basement? Might cross your mind. You also sense that John is also tied to it, but in a different way. It's like he's bound with it. As that flash happens, John looks at you, Leah, and says, in for a penny, in for a pound. I owe it to the big guy. As he walks forward, Rebecca's like, what the fuck are we doing? On that, we're going to take a short break. So, we'll take you guys good for a 5 minute? Can we get back here in 5 minutes?
Sure.
Okay, we'll do a 5 minute. We'll hit this biatch up, see what happens.
Heck yeah.
All right, so I'll lead us out real quick.
Do it.
In our lead out. Hey, everybody. You've been watching The Red Writ.
The red writ.
The red writ.
With Ken, Howl, The Drizzle, Andrea Elliott-Johnson, Daniel Holker, and myself, Bill Bunkum. Thank you to the music. Be all lowercase letters. That's all lowercase letters. And Mr. Interrupt. Thanks to the Patreon peeps. Nostalgic, Natalia Cline, Tim Roberts, Daniel Holker. Thanks to Couch Fire Media for the media production. And thanks to Ttrpg Productions for whatever they do. I want to thank our sponsor, Floating Snapping Turtles. This was part 1. We will be back for part 2 in right about 5.5 minutes, where we're going to look and see what happens with the Red Writ.
The Red Writ.
Oh, wrong button.